You'll get a pretty good view from the satellite. Same thing can happen when you're listening to our podcast. Practitioners with thorough knowledge, internationally recognized experts together with passionate specialists can take you to new heights. Our aim is to make you ask the right questions and be curious. Self-development is more of a lifelong learning than a sprint. This show is hosted by business journalist Sigrid. This we're going to discuss with Sigrid Lainevee and Roni Kiuru. I am the host, Sigrid. Sigrid Lainevee has been working as the head of administration at EBS Helsinki since 2012. She has a degree in biology from the University of Tartu and an MBA in international business administration from EBS. Sigrid has worked for EBS since 2007, with focus on international relations and admissions. In 2010, she worked as the program director at the Shanghai Expo, organizing the Estonian university's workshops for Chinese students. Roni Kiuru is an alumnus of EBS Helsinki. He has got both bachelor's and master's degree from EBS. Since his studies, he has specialized in public sector sales. Currently, he works as a sales manager for Claudia Limited, which is the market leader for public procurement software in Finland. He has his own sports and news podcasts. Welcome to Satellite. This time our podcast will be held in English, as our focus will be on the 10th anniversary of EBS Helsinki. And let's start off with a simple question. What is your first memory with EBS in Helsinki? Sigrid, let's start with you.
First memory, I can say that when I came to EBS, to work for EBS 2007, then the same summer we started to held admissions interviews for Finnish students in Helsinki. So, and I went there for the interviews, and I remember I once took the early boat and I was walking there in the Mannerheim in the air, and people went to work, and it was like a lovely sunny day, like almost like today. And I was thinking that what if I would live here and work here, and I'm like a local, kind of. I was thinking about this feeling, and then after 3-4 days I was almost there when we opened the branch, and I really was several days per week there in Helsinki, going to work as other Helsinki people in their regular mornings.
Okay, and how long did it last?
Usually my working days in Helsinki have always been like 1-2 days. So, but it is already like 10 years I'm doing this similar activity.
It wasn't only on the first years; it's still ongoing in that sense.
Yes. But I remember that sunny day when I was thinking those thoughts, and it's often so that be careful with what you think or dream, that those might come true one day.
Yeah, that's true, and they might come true quicker than you expect.
Exactly, yes.
Okay, Roni. When was the first time when you heard about EBS in Helsinki?
I think it was somewhere in the start of 2012, since actually my cousin was going to start at EBS in Estonia. And then my mother kind of introduced me to this school, that would you also like to go to Estonian Business School, and that they actually have a branch in Helsinki. So you wouldn't have to move to Estonia. That wasn't the idea here. And well, from there on, I decided to apply and got accepted and moved on to become a master's student. And now I hold a master's degree as well.
Mm-hmm. What is your first memory of EBS?
I remember when I was starting, and we had to go to the ferry, and I was living in Järvenpää, which is like a little bit over 30 minutes drive to Helsinki from Järvenpää. And somewhere in Helsinki, I realized that I don't have my passport. So we rushed back, got my passport, and then drove back. And it was a matter of seconds that I got to the ferry. Literally, the gate closed behind me when I got through it. And I didn't meet any students in the harbor. I was just wandering around in the ferry and trying to figure out who are the other students. And so that's how I started. A little bit messy, but it's all good now.
Okay, but you had to take the ferry for the admissions test, or for what reason?
No, for the first day of school.
First day of school.
Yeah,
okay.
We started in Estonia every semester, like from Thursday to Saturday. This 3-day trip was the start of semesters always.
Mm-hmm. Very good. Well, let's continue reminiscing a little bit. So let's first focus on the past 10 years. What kind of job has been done so far? And Sigrid, as far as I've understood, EBS took quite a big risk and gamble 10 years ago when the school decided to expand its operations to Finland. You have been responsible for the administration of EBS campus in Helsinki as of 2012. Can you describe a little bit how this road has been during the past 10 years?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, then when we had admitted the Finnish students for 3-4 years, and as I said, went to the interviews in Finland, that it would be easier. And then at some point we understood through those interviews that actually people were kind of interested in studying at EBS, but at the same time there was also discussion that it would be even better if the school is in Helsinki. So. And then we started to plan it, and then the most complicated issue actually, as we understood, was like the question, like what kind of diploma they get, or what's the document, or how we can teach in another country, and how this will work out. But that actually wasn't so complicated at all. Our Helsinki students still get Estonian Business School diploma, Estonian Republic diploma, and but the activity, the providing services, classrooms, like providing this or operating like the environment or the campus. This is our activity in Finland. So. Mm-hmm. And yeah, it was of course also we were thinking that what other universities think, because of course we know that Finnish higher education is really very, very high level and very well known, let's say, brand in throughout the world. So that how we are taken there. We are rather small and private university, but surprisingly well, I can say that there were several articles. There were quite a lot of interest to us that who they are and what they want. Several people contacted us to know, and we took the strategy of being very open from the very beginning. So if somebody wanted to meet with us, then I felt that this is like the best strategy, and I think that was right. So we invited or we arranged meeting, and we described what we do here and what kind of programs, diplomas, documents, and then got really good feedback.
Mm-hmm. How much has the number of staff and the students grown during these 10 years?
No, the first admission was 55 students. We even did not expect so big number at the very beginning. So it's a good group of students. And now our current number is close to 300. and the staff has also grown, of course, but not so much. We started with one permanent study consultant. Now we have there in Finland present 3 people. But as we are one university working in 2 cities, then the main campus has always helped or worked also for the Helsinki. The timetables, program management, all this is done through the Tallinn. Yes, the programs are the same.
Okay, Roni, coming back to you, why did you decide to go to study in EBS, not in any quite prestigious Finnish universities?
Well, there are several reasons. First of all, you have to be really good at high school for you to be able to apply to those top universities. So it's not an easy road there. And well, my high school went quite well, but not exceptionally well. So I knew that I would have to work really, really hard for the entrance exams if I was to go to, for example, Helsinki University or Aalto University. And then the second reason is that I had a really good job at Sonera, which is Telia today, and I didn't want to leave that. So if I would have applied to a Finnish university, I could not have worked as much as with EBS. So combining work and easily applying were like those main points why I considered. And then also in Finland, it's really good that you have work experience and education. So I could get those 2 simultaneously. And lastly, English language is very much appreciated in Finland. So whenever I'm interviewed for a job, they ask, how is your English? I always answer, I wrote my master's thesis in English, and that's end of conversation.
Yes, because academic English is so much more difficult than spoken English.
Yes.
Okay. Well, you were one of the early students, so to say, of EBS in Helsinki. How was the reputation 10 years ago? The reputation of the school?
Yeah, I think that it wasn't that known well or well-known school. It was, there were something about it that there were some students in Estonia studying from Finland, not already, I think already before the Helsinki branch existed. So there was this like proof that it works, so to say. And I think I was in the 3rd group to ever start in Helsinki. So there were already 2 groups, study groups going through the curriculum. So there was something about it that we knew, but I have to say that it wasn't that well known if you compare to today. So today it's much more known than back then.
Okay. Do you remember how many students were there in your group?
Quite a lot, actually. Over 50, maybe 60 or 70. It was a huge group of people, but at the same time, most didn't like continue until the end. So quite a huge dropout rate. I don't know how it's in other universities. Maybe it's as high as in our study group, but yeah, quite a lot of people just tried it out and maybe then moved to a Finnish university or something like that.
Yeah, I think the dropout rate is considerable in any university, probably. Or I don't know, Sigrid, maybe you can comment on that.
No, we offer in Finland session-based studies, like you come to school, as Roni at the beginning mentioned, for 3 days, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. Then you have the whole week or week and a half break, and then come again. And it is not an easy way to study, so that you like if you are daily at university, then you are kind of in the row and you go. But there you have other things and really many work, and therefore it is not at all easy. And people also hope that they manage, but often when again work is more interesting, and now we know that in the university not all the courses are awfully interesting and exciting, and there are a lot of courses which are important but so difficult and complicated, and now this is hard work, of course, and requires a lot of energy to do both. And I can confirm that the most of our students do work when they study.
Yeah, probably it has become more and more common, especially during the master's studies. It doesn't matter which university it is. Okay, how would you rate the success of EBS in Helsinki after 10 years?
The success we can rate through our graduates, through our alumni, and if they are happy and they perform well with their careers, then this tells us that we've done a good job. And 10 years is actually long periods, but our alumni is doing well, and they do work in really well-known brands like Nokia, Rovio, Nordea. They are also working in different countries throughout the world. So, they are doing well.
And did I understand correctly that the most of those students are of Finnish origin?
Most of the students are Finnish origin. There have been some who are not Finnish, some who have lived their lives in Finland, but we have one was a lovely story that the students told. We had a girl there from Belarus, and she was working in a Finnish company, and through this company visa she was able to travel, and she was studying and doing her school tasks, and their classmates were very friendly with her and so on. But of course, if we are together, we do not speak always English also in the school, but we turn to our mother tongue. And the classmate said to me that it took 2 years to somewhat suddenly understand that she does not speak Finnish at all, but she was such a great schoolmate. She kind of was in the team, but then later...
She blended in without speaking.
And later she said that, okay, I managed, but they then, of course, turned to English. But yeah, that's... but it is also because of that we don't want, but because... foreign students we cannot admit to Finland. We can admit them to Estonia.
Okay, you can only admit here in Estonia. Okay.
So we would love to have more foreign students also in Finland, so that the passport mix gives for the international business education and preparing for the business career much more, of course, but...
Okay. Well, Roni, if you have to characterize your studies, your both bachelor and master studies, how did it look like?
Well, the bachelor studies was kind of all over the place. We had courses in IT, in English, in economics, in marketing, in sales, and all kinds of things related to business administration, which is, of course, the name of the curriculum itself. But the master studies was mainly about leadership. I remember when we talked with the graduates at how this was and all that. And I remember that we discussed that it was always the leadership was kind of the main theme in every course. whether it was some sort of method or some sort of theory or whatever we were doing there, except for English. So English classes were of course about English, but otherwise it was so focused on leadership, which was actually also the name of the curriculum. So it was leadership and change management. So kind of was where it should be, but it was really, really focused there.
Mm-hmm. But if you try to remember those years, what were like most colorful memories that you have, or what were the most difficult things?
Yeah, definitely. Everybody who has been in EBS says that microeconomics and macroeconomics are the hardest courses, and I can confirm. So those were hard, and I kind of just somehow managed to pass them. But I wasn't studying in for financial accounting or anything like that. I was more into sales, and that's also what I'm doing. So it wasn't that important for me as well. So naturally, I wasn't that motivated to study those subjects. But there are really nice memories from making new friends and having fun with some of the lecturers. For example, Jan Rand was a really special person for our group of people that studied with me. I think that everybody roots for Jan from those students. And well, overall, I remember that combining work and going to school, and everybody was kind of doing their careers, but then we met at the school, but then we went for our careers after that. So that's basically it.
Mm-hmm. What do you feel? What was the most important thing or aspect that you got from those studies? In which way have they helped you in your career?
Well, I think there's two sides to this. So the first thing is that now you have a degree. So that's like something there is always in the job description. You need to have at least blah, blah, blah. So now this is like check. But of course, having studied so many subjects and with so many different teachers and that, so it when at work we have to do something, you can draw from the school time and kind of try to apply something from there. It's mostly just little bits of pieces that you remember, but I think it really helps with your work compared that if I had not gone to any university and tried to do my job, I think I could not do it at all. But having the studies as a background helps a lot.
Okay, so it's in different tasks that you can realize that this education has helped you to manage them or solve them better.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Well, coming to the present day of EBS in Helsinki, Sigrid, you already said that there's around 300 students and a couple of staff members. How many professors or academic staff members do you have from Finland?
I calculated today how many we have from Finland. We have who teach in our Helsinki campus approximately 9% currently Finnish faculty, and foreign faculty altogether around 35% of who are teaching there, and our faculty members come from Tallinn or other countries, and they are more or less same who teach here. And now the number of faculty per semester who teach in Helsinki is around 40 to 50, depending of the year, of course, and the courses. Some courses have many lecturers.
Mm-hmm. Okay, there was already some mentioning of what exactly you can study in EBS in Helsinki, but maybe you can just to go over that as well. What you can study on bachelor level and what on master's level.
Yeah, in Helsinki, we offer currently one bachelor's program with it is called International Business Administration, and there are two directions or specializations where students can or what they can choose, marketing and PR, and then finances and accounting.
Mm-hmm.
And at master's level, we offer also like one focused program for Helsinki, Master of Arts in Business Administration. So it's the continuous program for those bachelor students who have studied already business. And the specialization focus in Helsinki is management and leadership. And but again, the studies are designed so that they are on session-based, same way as the bachelor's that we already covered, and student can and take also a specialization from Tallinn. So if they start in Helsinki, their master studies, and decide they want to focus to, for example, marketing, then they can come for those sessions here. So they don't overlap with the courses what we offer in Helsinki. So, and that I find as well the students also quite doable, because it does not require that you move to Tallinn, yeah, but you just take maybe 1 or 2 semesters those courses here in Helsinki. Near here in Tallinn.
Tallinn. No worries. Roni, did you have to travel to Estonia during your master studies?
Yes, a little bit. But I think it was the same thing, that the start of the semester we had something in Tallinn, and maybe one of the courses was, I remember that there was this one day that everybody was so furious about, that we had to go to Tallinn and come back from Tallinn during the same day and then go to Helsinki next day. So we didn't like that.
You wanted to stay in Tallinn for longer time?
Well, if you travel that far.
80 kilometers.
Yes.
Okay. Have you had any PhD students in EBS Helsinki?
No, we have not had, or actually some we do have Finnish PhD students, and some of them have used our campus either to meet the supervisor or do some work or that is possible, and of course some of them also teach in our programs in Helsinki. So there is a cooperation, I can say, with our doctoral students.
Okay, good to hear that. Sigrid, what are the main challenges that the school faces in Finland at the moment?
At the moment, I would say the main challenge is that we can't go there. We can't meet with our Finnish colleagues and have the regular work where people see each other and discuss things. So, as well as we can't also offer consultations or teaching face-to-face. Of course, we understand the situation, and we, as we hear in Tallinn also, the studies are offered online, and only if there is a really need to meet with somebody. But on the other hand, in Helsinki, we can't offer even that. So I would say the traveling and the distance is even bigger now than it was. But that is the most complicated.
That's related to the corona pandemic.
No, yeah, but it is already the second semester basically. No, in autumn we were able to meet also in the classroom. Of course, it was hybrid. It was not compulsory. People were able to choose either to come or stay at home, but there was some appointments available.
Mm-hmm. How much impact has corona pandemic has had on EBS operations in Helsinki? Have you seen lower number in admissions, graduates?
I can see that students or those people who have been away maybe for some years even, they now want to come back and graduate. So people think about their education and finalizing their education. So the graduates number I see is maybe even growing.
Oh, okay.
And the admission number was more or less the same. Maybe it was a bit lower, but on the other hand, again, at master's program, it was even a bit better. So we don't know what this current summer brings, of course, but we were well prepared, I can say so, and because of this good learning environment that we use here at EBS Canvas, we were quite well prepared for this corona time, and I have heard feedback from our students that not in every university you were not so much able still to attend regular lectures offered virtually, but still you can do group works there and basically continue with similar study activities than it is face-to-face study or regular studies, but and this is not in our case only like those written assignments or preparation. So we will survive.
Okay, so you have managed well.
We have managed, I think, quite well.
Okay. Roni, you are also a member of Alumni Advisory Board of EBS Helsinki. What is exactly the role of this advisory board?
To be honest, we haven't done, I think, nothing so far. We have done nothing. But what I understood was that we could help those who are studying. And basically, that's how I understood it. But maybe I'm wrong. But I haven't done anything so far related to that role.
Okay, so you were supposed to be like mentors to the new students, in a way.
I think so.
Okay. Can you add, Sigrid?
No, I can add so much that this 2021 is our 10th year in Helsinki, and our focus, in addition to the different activities and get-together events, which we hope to hold, is also to restart the alumni activities, and we this is not anymore a big secret also that we will be moving to the new campus, which new location, new atmosphere always helps to create new things. Then this alumni activity and to see and start something which will last not only for this summer and this year, but longer. Definitely there, Roni, we would need your and others' help and recommendation. So what is the thing that our alumni would love to see and what would work also, that the contact with alumni is, I think, one element that is really important at EBS. I mean, working with the graduates and keeping the contact that we know what our people are doing and that we can support their lifelong learning, their free time, their businesses, that they can meet the new graduates of EBS. And but yeah, we will start it.
I understand that you have already created a mailing list for alumni in Helsinki.
No, yeah, of course we have shared the alumni newsletters and information, and we've been in contact, but and we continue also now, but making maybe more this type of events which also will work for graduates or for alumni, so that no, it is not easy if we in our team will figure out some or put into plan some ideas. It's important that people really want to come and that they get something, some kind of value from those activities. And no, yeah, in Estonia also we have done throughout the years different kind of activities, and of course those also change over the years. But in Finland, one tradition we have, this alumni golf that we have had several years already, and as soon as it's possible again to held these type of events, then definitely we continue with this.
Roni, have you participated in any of those golf events as well?
I have heard about them, but I don't golf myself, so I haven't.
But you would have the opportunity to join in the future.
Yeah, and I have heard about those, yes.
Okay. Moving on to the future, or first to the near future, I understand that in order to celebrate the anniversary, you have several events planned. Maybe Sigrid, you can briefly tell us about these events.
Yeah, we have there different events, and we hope that the focus is spring, summer and autumn, and we do hope that there is a possibility to have real events, not
face-to-face events
through the virtual resources. On 10th of June, pretty soon, we will have the first TEDx event, and this is really something new for us. It is TEDx EBS Helsinki, and it's about future work, future business, future city, future individual. We have managed to get to speak really interesting, I can say, thinkers from Finland, as well some from Estonia and some our own graduates. So we are really excited, and of course the students are excited who are organizing it, because we organize it together with our EBS Helsinki students. This is on 10th of June. On 16th of August, we have planned to have campus opening. Our summer school people will also come to Helsinki and attend the event. Also, we will have in November Rector Summit planned to Helsinki. It is planned to be held in Estonian Embassy. And before that, in October, hopefully our EBS Helsinki students managed to organize annual ball, which is I guess the longest tradition in Helsinki.
Roni, are you planning to take part in any of those events, anniversary events?
If I have time, why not? Why not?
Okay.
And for example, about the ball, why not? Sounds like a fun event. And I was actually at the first ever annual ball. It was in 2015 at Restaurant Perho in Helsinki. So maybe I can make a comeback to this scene.
Okay, what do you remember from the first ball?
I remember that everybody was dressed really nicely and we had a lot of fun. Food was great and it was a long night.
Well, that's characterizes like a good ball.
yeah, definitely.
Okay. Well, Sigrid, how certain are you at this point that you can carry out all those events? I'm referring to the pandemic and all the uncertainty that it brings.
No, I believe as I am based on my own university education, I'm biologist and specialized cell biology. So then I also believe that those pandemics at some point not disappear, but we managed to continue with our everyday lives thanks to vaccines and all this and I believe that we are able to organize maybe 2 massive events, but nice activities and get together events as we have planned, at least summertime. I believe this is should be good, but of course first we hope to get to Finland and that the borders will be opened. But I also believe in this good relations between our countries and that people really have need to travel and not just as tourists, but there is so much contacts between the countries and people and businesses and I do hope that this is soon will be at least this professional level traveling is available.
Okay, you briefly mentioned something about new campus. Can you elaborate more about that?
No, we have discussed this for some time that we'd like to have maybe more like campus type of place and also to support students' own school feeling and where they can come together, where they can be before the classes, after the classes. Currently, all these 10 years we have been in Tehnopolis Ruoholahti, which is also good, a business environment, and we have our own classrooms and a nice place to work and study. But now we are moving closer to the city. We are moving to the Mechelinin Kadu and there we will have our own campus rooms with classrooms, with working rooms, more offices also for the faculty members, lounge area. It's a house which has been designed for the teaching purposes, and I believe that's good place for the students and for us as well. And it is also much closer to the city, and we kind of have called it urban urban campus because it offers possibilities to really reach in 20-30 minutes, even by foot, to the important destinations like Helsinki very good libraries, Oodi and Helsinki University libraries, sports clubs, museums, cinemas, theaters, also quite a lot of cafeterias are nearby. So it is kind of like a center for a lot of places where you can go, and from where again you can easily go back to the campus and meet up there. So.
Roni, how does this plan sound to you as an ex-student?
Well, it's definitely better to have it on Mäkelininkatu than in Ruoholahti, just because Ruoholahti is a bit away if you compare it to Mäkelininkatu. And also, there's so much more nearby than in Ruoholahti. So that's also a good thing. If you think about it, like you're studying there and you have a quick lunch somewhere, you have like 2 options in Ruoholahti, but there you have plenty more. So that's also a good thing.
Okay. Sigrid, do you want to add something?
Yeah, I also want to add that this new campus, we have, of course, seen the rooms and the room planning already, that I feel that this creates also like much better possibilities for having some events afternoon for the alumni or alumni and students, kind of some maybe
meeting places.
Meeting places, some public lectures or some discussions or topics, so that because it's easy to access, as Roni said. So a lot of hope to the new place, but I also know that several companies and businesses do move from one place to another after certain years, because this creates kind of like a new feeling and
new energy.
Yeah, exactly. And this is also we are very, very excited and
so you will be in the new campus by mid-August already, or later?
Yeah, from August. Yeah, and no, the new school year will start there. Yeah, but currently, the plan to make the official opening is in the middle of August.
Okay, and before we wrap it all up, I also wanted to ask, what are the plans for EBS in Helsinki for the coming years?
For the coming years, we also we want to create the synergy with the city, offering our students this possibility to combine studies with us and then see the possibility of the city, as well as the Finnish-Estonian cooperation. This is something that we want to focus for the coming years. And our rector, Meelis Kitsing, has also underlined that this is an important kind of milestone for him to reach, that we develop this Finnish-Estonian cooperation, and we offer also from our side something for this for the businesses and for Tallinn and Helsinki developments.
Roni, what is your estimation? How well has this Finnish-Estonian cooperation worked so far in the case of EBS?
Well, I don't have any complaints, at least. And, well, there is something similar between Estonians and Finnish people, that we kind of understand each other and have similar ways of working and being together and all that. And also Finland, I think, kind of needs Estonia for being connected to Europe. And there is actually this railway project going on with Peter Westerbacka and all that. So I think that is something really interesting and a huge opportunity for both countries. So I think it's already been nice, but it's going to get even better.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think there are outside EBS, I think a lot of people here in Estonia, but probably also in Finland, are have high hopes on the Tallinn-Helsinki tunnel, which at the moment maybe it sounds out of reach. But who knows? Maybe in 10 years' time, it's much more real than it is at the moment. But let's wrap it up here. But this is not yet the end of the podcast. As I've warned both of you, we have this traditional part at the end of the podcast as well, where we ask all our visitors 3 traditional questions, and it won't be any other way in your case. So the first question is, what is the one book about management or leadership that you would recommend to anybody who is interested in these issues or challenges? And Sigrid, let's start with you.
I would recommend one book from our EBS alumni, Evelyn Org and Olesja Saue, The Brand Named You. And this is over 350 something pages, and it is very practical. It is very easy to be followed. I very much also like the design of the book, and it gives you 100 practical steps to create and develop your own personal brand. But this does not mean that we only create our own brand, but if you know what you want and what you want that other people will understand from you, then you are also a good leader for your team and a good person for your company and so on. So I like this book, and this is not only about brand, but it's about you, what you want to be.
I think this is becoming more and more important these days, or in professional life, that you also have this like a professional image or like how people can evaluate you what you're doing on a certain field of life. Okay, Roni, what is your recommendation for a book?
Yeah, my go-to business book recommendation is Simon Sinek's Start With Why. It's easy to read, it's fun, and it's inspiring, and you will understand better why some companies are so successful, and perhaps you can apply that to your work as well.
Mm-hmm. Very good. The second question is, what is the one piece of advice you would always give on managing teams or leadership? Roni, let's continue with you.
Well, I did my master's thesis on human motivation and how human motivation works. And I came across this theory called self-determination theory. And when I dig deeper, I found that, well, this is actually the leading motivation theory in the world. So Google that and find out what it says about human motivation, and maybe you will also dig deeper after that.
Yeah, I think self-determination has become more and more important these days, especially during this corona pandemic, when we have to work on our own at home offices. Okay, Sigrid, what is your one piece of advice you would give on leadership or management?
I always trust and believe in first cooperation and also compromise. I think compromise is something that we forget that not everybody are like you, or everybody do not think like you. We are different, and that is wonderful that we all are different. But sometimes compromise will also help you to kind of relax and continue. You do not need to fight that what's right or what's wrong, but making compromise, I think, helps quite a lot.
This is like choosing your own battles, where to stay strictly focused on your ideas and when to let go. Okay, that's a good piece of advice. And the last question is, what is this one skill? It could be related to management, but doesn't have to be. You feel you still need to work on yourself. And Sigrid, let's continue with you.
Carpe diem. Use the day. It's I've done it, and I sometimes again find myself thinking that I'm not using the days. No, and it comes because sometimes those tasks which are ahead, they seem complicated, and then you don't want to tackle, and it kind of. And you lose your day, actually. You do not even replace it with something maybe different. And then when you tackle the thing, then you understand that it wasn't so complicated at all. It was just a question of how you use your time and how you do your things. But I think it's important to take as much as possible out from this current day.
Okay, that's very good. Okay, Roni, what is this one skill you need to work on?
I would say that it has to do with preparing yourself. As when I was working at a business training company in Finland, it always came down to preparing yourself better. Like everything that this company teach to the clients can be pinned to like prepare better. So that's why I know that it is such an important skill, and that's also why I know that I need to be better at it. But it's a long way. Nobody's never ready, or ever ready. So you just got to keep practicing it, but having that mindset that let's prepare for this, whatever you are doing, it helps a lot. So that's why I would say preparation.
In Estonian, there is even a saying that good preparation is already a half of the victory. So if you are prepared well, then you are so much closer to your aim. Well, this was our today's episode. Thank you, Sigrid.
Thank you.
Thank you, Roni.
Thank you.
Thank you, listeners, and until next time. This was EBS Podcast Satellite. Listen to our other episodes on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and YouTube.